I don't pay any bills. Here's what I mean. Today's video is about two books. I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi and The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. The first book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, talks about financial systems. You can just set it up to automatically route to those accounts, your 401k, your savings account. I don't pay any bills because all of my bills are on auto pay. So I mean that not literally, they're still getting paid. There was a lot of mental effort put into, oh, I got to remember this bill. I got to remember that bill. Am I on a payment plan? Is this the second part? So I Will Teach You to Be Rich does a good job of talking to you about how to set up these financial systems to where everything is automatically routed for you. Another tip that this book talks about is using your credit card as a tool to basically make your money make money. So I pay all the bills that I can with my credit card. And then I use the financial systems I set up with my bank accounts to pay off that credit card every month. So I get 1.5% cash back for every bill that I pay. It starts to add up and you have a nice little thing to do something nice for yourself or for someone if you want. Another thing is you got to make sure that your credit card is being paid off every month in full, because then basically your cash back is just paying your interest and then you're not making any money. So that's the first part. But to get there, it's really about the psychology of money. And I used to be someone who would just like sort of ignore my bank accounts and just hope for the best, because I felt like if I didn't look at it, it wasn't real. And that's not true. You know, you have to go into your bank accounts. So I get all the alerts that I can. I get my bank account balances every morning. But Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, it really brought to the forefront for me how your parents and your environment shape your financial thoughts. I used to think living paycheck to paycheck, living in debt, just paying minimum payments. I just assumed that was the norm. It wasn't until I really sat down with myself and looked at myself that I thought like, hey, like I'm stressing myself out. Now, obviously, before we get to these steps, there's some things having to do with, ratio of income to expenses, making sure you have a consistent income. If you're a freelancer, if you're someone who works off of gratuity or tips, this may not be as feasible for you. But if you're on salary, you can save yourself a lot of time and headache by using auto pay. So when I think about financial freedom, that's what I'm thinking about. Financial freedom for me is just being able to ensure that I don't really have to think about my finances, because everything is a well-oiled machine and all I have to do is enjoy the fruits of my labor.